Estuary news tonight. Plans for a new surgery in Hull, protecting over 3,000 homes from flooding in the East Riding and marking 60 years of a Hull estate. And later in tonight's programme, James Alwin reveals 2017 facts about the City of Culture. Before that, I'll be talking to Chris Grucer about a Hull hero. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Monday's programme with me, Luke Adams. First tonight, a new multi-million pound GP practice in Hull could be given the go-ahead if plans are approved. City Care has put proposals forward for the development, which would see the new surgery built on land in West Hull, along with community health services, a pharmacy and up to 200 jobs. City Care wants to build the new development for the Springhead Medical Centre, as they state the current surgery is too small and has poor access for patients. The application will be discussed at a Hull City Council planning meeting in September. Staff at Northern Rail are on the last day of a 3-day strike. It's due to a dispute over driver-only operated trains and plans to modernise the region's rail services. Northern has run more than 40% of its normal timetable during the strike, and rail replacement buses have been in place. The majority of services will run until 7 p.m. tonight. The strike runs until midnight. Work is set to start on the latest multi-million pound flood scheme for Hull and the East Riding. The Anleby and East Ella flood alleviation scheme has been designed to reduce the risk of flooding to over 3,000 homes and more than 70 businesses in the Halton Price and Hull areas. It was badly affected by the June 2007 floods. The 3-year scheme, costing £22 million, will be delivered in 3 phases. The project starts on the 24th of July. Road closures will be in place. One of Hull's largest estates is preparing to celebrate a big anniversary. Greatfield is 60 this year, so to celebrate, a number of exhibitions are taking place in what is also the city's year as City of Culture. St Hilda's Church is hosting a number of events, including a showcase of work by 14 to 16-year-olds from Aspire Academy. Claire Taylor of Greatfield Big Local explains all.
Greatfield 60 is a celebration of Greatfield's 60th anniversary. 60 years ago, Greatfield was a building site with lots of construction going on across the area. There were some residents kind of already here, so they were there right from the beginning, when there was no facilities, no shops, living without proper roads and pavements and stuff. So Greatfield 60 is a year-long programme of activities for people of all different ages across the estate. So we wanted to offer something for people of all ages, and the sort of young teenagers and young people are a group that we were targeting. And this work doesn't usually get seen. It'll get seen by other students and your teachers and a moderator, but there's no, possibility of this work being shown within the school with such sort of open access and public access. So we've allowed the students that opportunity to have an exhibition in a gallery.
Tickets for the Royal Ballet go on sale next Friday. The company will perform a gala evening of dance called Opening the New at Hull New Theatre, which officially reopens on the 16th of September. The performance will feature classically and contemporary dance. It's been specially created by the company's Hull-born director, Kevin O'Hare. The long-term vision of a Hull hip-hop star has been realised. Red Eye Phoenix has been songwriting and emceeing for the last 25 years, but is now looking forward to lending a helping hand to the next generation with his very own Beats bus. He'll be touring some of Hull's primary schools over the next few weeks, including Hull Road Academy, which is where Dan Kemp caught up with him.
Graffiti, spinning decks and breakdancing. Not your typical day in school, but it is and soon will become even more commonplace in the schools of the UK City of Culture. The Hull Beats bus is the creation of local hip-hop artist Red Eye Phoenix and sees him touring his bus around schools in the area to give them hands-on experience of music and art. It's been a project in the planning for a couple of years, and Red Eye says he's happy to finally be working with the children of Hull.
What we're doing with the Beats Bus is we're doing workshops with all elements of hip-hop, so we're doing DJing, graffitiing, songwriting, breakdancing, and also teaching them knowledge, which is the fifth element. So we're doing 2-day workshops with 5 schools, and then we're looking some kids from the 5 schools and taking them through to perform live at Freedom Festival and Humber Street Session stuff. So yeah, that's what we're doing, but also just letting them have fun, letting them go on the bus, have a play. There's drum machines in there, there's DJ turntables in there, so we're just letting them all get involved and have a bit of a play and stuff.
Thomas and Tyrese are 2 of the children that have been taking part in one of the workshop sessions. They've helped to spray paint their school mascot onto the side of one of their buildings.
We've been doing this for representing our school, spray paint. His name's called Ace. It's there. And we put a love heart up there because we like him and love him. And we've just, after this video, we're going to be doing beatboxing and street dance.
This might just be the start for some of the young people that step on board the Beats bus. Some of the best will get the chance to return and play one of, if not Hull's biggest music events.
The first one will be Humber Street Sesh. So we're performing on the hip-hop stage, which is the amphitheatre in Hull, the new stage. So the kids that we're tutoring and who's going to be writing the songs and recording them, they're going to be opening the day up. So they're going to be doing the first performance and open the stage up for everybody to see.
Each of the original 5 schools to sign up to the workshops have the bus and the crew that come with it for 2 days. It's hoped that confidence will be boosted and creativity heightened by the chance to step on board the Beats bus. Schools wanting to sign up for September are encouraged to contact Red Eye Phoenix directly on Twitter, as he aims to visit a new school every week.
A Hull hero is set to be remembered ahead of the city's LGBT 50 celebrations. To tell me more, I'm delighted to welcome our first guest tonight, Chris Grucer. Good evening, Chris. Welcome back to the programme. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thanks.
Chris, why are you here? It's about Dan Billany, isn't it?
That's correct.
A play called Hero?
Yes. I'm here to talk about the play and also the GBBR, the Great Billany Book Read.
So first of all, tell me about that.
The GBBR?
Yeah.
Yes. Billany was an acclaimed writer, and one of the books that he wrote has been talked about as one of the best books, if not the best book, to come out of World War II. It's called The Trap, and we are looking to introduce everybody to this book and give everybody an opportunity to actually participate in reading.
Okay.
It's going to take place at Hull Minster, August 1st to 3rd, and we'll be doing a continuous reading of The Trap between 10 to 4 each day, and we're looking for volunteers to come and help out and share their reading abilities. And it can be individuals, it can be groups who might want to read together, but we really want to spread the word about what a brilliant writer Billany was.
Okay, because I can tell you're a very big fan of Dan Billany.
Yes.
Where does your interest in Billany come from?
Well, part of it was instigated when the play Hero was written.
Okay.
And I happened to be an original cast member of that. But it was Valerie Reeves and Valerie Schoen, 2 Hull writers, who wrote a biography of Billany because they remembered reading his book, The Magic Door, when they were young girls.
Right.
And from that, the play was written, and it was performed at the Humbermouth Literature Festival in 2001. It went up to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and then it was revived in 2007. And now we're doing it because it's City of Culture, and because Billany was a significant writer and has not been given the recognition that he really deserves.
And I would agree with that, Chris, because I think before you came on the programme earlier in the year, unfortunately, I wasn't aware of who Dan Billany was, so you're doing a great job to raise the profile of his name. How important would you say Dan Billany is to the whole story? Incredibly
important. He was born in a working class family, Devon Street, just off of Hessel Road, left school very young, without really many qualifications, and then worked as an errand boy. He was a social activist, used to stand on a soapbox near Jameson Street and talk to the crowds, and then ended up winning a scholarship to the University College Hull, got a degree in English, taught at Chilton Street Primary School, revolutionary as a teacher.
Absolutely,
He did
yeah.
not believe in corporal punishment. He had his pupils call him Dan, which was unheard of. He'd actually done some teaching observation at Summerhill School, and his experiences with his boys of Standard 3 was the basis of the book, The Magic Door.
Right.
He became an officer during World War II, was part of the North Africa campaign, and was captured by Rommel's forces. And that's where it gets really interesting, because he wrote The Trap about his experiences, and he and David Dowie were released from this prisoner of war camp in Italy before the Germans arrived. They went on the run, and they left 13 manuscripts with an Italian family, and they were sent back to Dan's family after the war. But unfortunately, Dowie and Billany went missing without a trace, and we don't know what happened, but we do have his work.
Okay. Very quickly, Chris, tell me when the play is going to be next performed.
The play is being performed at Cardoma 94 in Hull, the 19th, 20th, and 21st of this month.
Okay. And how much are tickets, and how can people obtain tickets?
Tickets are £8, and they can be obtained from Cardoma 94 box office or from Hull box office.
Wonderful.
So it tells the story
Absolutely.
of Billany, and it's a great introduction to find out what a Renaissance
Chris, we
man
must
he
leave
was.
it there. Thank you very much indeed for coming this Monday evening. Join us after this short break. Welcome back to Estuary News. Still to come this Monday evening, a roundup of all the latest sporting action with Dan, and I'll be sharing 2017 facts about Hull with my second guest tonight, James Alwin. A new housing development in Manby near Louth has been given a pavilion and a football ground. C&L Fairbairn Properties have donated the facilities through the parish council as part of a new social housing scheme. A total of 52 homes are being built. Fred McNamara brings us the story.
Housing developments are a common sight, but Manby Fields near Louth has a little something extra to it. Builders C&L Fairbairn Properties are donating a pavilion, football ground and allotments for the community to use. These additions come as a result of the community's own wishes.
It's very much a community project. A few years ago we started off with a few people sat on rainy nights talking about trying to end up with something like this. The situation, we didn't do it exactly as per the model. But we've ended up with something which, frankly, for the community is unbelievably good. 7 or 8 years ago, when we did a village survey, we identified that people wanted allotments, and here we are. We've got them, and the development is springing up very, very fast. And at the end of the day, we shall end up with a community complex with a football field, with allotments, social housing, and about 50 sort of private houses, and I think it'll be a superb addition to the village.
Yeah, it's a good thing for the community because it's going to be a football pitch here. We've got a new football team coming, Manby and Grimbleby, which are already running now, but they're struggling for a site. This will be a meeting room as well for everybody to use, and obviously the 8 allotments here, which will be good for the community, which they've asked for, and then there's a little park down the bottom, and then there's 6 social housing that they've asked for as well, so they've got everything they want really. There's
going to be a social aspect fallout from this. The allotments, as I say, they've been well sort of sought after by people. We just hope those people that give us the nod 7 or 8 years ago are still around and can still dig. No, I think it'll be a real asset to the community. And as I say, Chris, donating this to the via the parish council, and we will be holding it in perpetuity for the villagers for time immemorial.
Work on Manby Fields is expected to be completed within 18 months' time. With 19 of the 52 properties sold already, Manby Fields is on course to become a fully fledged community with its own identity. From McNamara, Estuary News.
A new book is now available revealing 2017 facts about Hull. To tell me more, I'm delighted to welcome my second guest tonight, James Alwin, the author of the book. Good evening, James. Welcome to the programme. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. This is the book, first of all.
Right.
Beautiful cover.
Thank you.
Where did the inspiration for this book come from, first of all?
I've been, for a while, interested in facts about Hull and different people, but I've never been able to find a book that has got all the different subject areas in one book. Okay. For example, all the history of Hull FC, Hull KR and Hull City, and facts about individual personalities from Hull, and things like the docks and the theatres and the cinemas. So with the City of Culture being 2017, I thought it'd be a great idea to do 2017 facts. And so that's where it came from, really.
So a great tie-in, like you say, with the City of Culture status. And how are sales of the book going so far?
They're going very well at the moment. It's a limited edition of 125 copies, which is signed and numbered.
Okay.
And sales are going really well at the moment. So.
And have the sales exceeded Hull? Are people buying this book from outside of the city?
Yeah, I've had sales to Warwick and Leicestershire and
great.
2 or 3, not a great many, but 2 or 3 sales from outside the city, well outside the city. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Where did your research come from to find out all these mammoth facts about Hull?
Well, I started in 2015.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, how am I going to do this? And at stages where I think it's going to be easy. Then the following day, I think I'm never going to do this. It's going to take me too long. But I've broken it down into different facts. So I'd maybe doing 50 facts a week, just searching. And it's really sort of recycling other people's facts. But one of the things I was keen to do was to look at the facts and try and verify the facts before putting them in the book. Because make it more accurate, you know.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure, James, you found more than 2017 facts about Hull. We have a rich heritage and history in the city. How did you select the final facts what are in print?
Well, I had an idea about the different subjects that I wanted to include, and so I researched those subjects and narrowed it down from there on. So I wanted to include the facts about the biggest and best known employers in the city, and I wanted to include facts about the sporting activities in the city. But you can only do so much. But it's the type of book that 5 or 6 different people could attempt to do it, and you end up with 5 or 6 different books completely.
Okay. Well, I was reading this before we came to air, and there's lots of facts in this book. But one of the facts what caught my eye was fact 1059. On more than one occasion, Thomas Ferrens was offered a title, but turned down all such honours, preferring instead to be known as Mr. Ferrens.
Right.
Where did you find out that fact?
Well, probably from the Oxford Dictionary of National Biography, which I got a lot of information about individuals from. You know.
And fact 1312, before he found fame with David Bowie, Mick Ronson played in several local bands, including the Mariners, with whom he supported the Rolling Stones at Bridlington Spa back in 1964.
Yeah. That'll come from the Mick Ronson biography, I'm sure.
Okay, so a real plethora.
Yeah, I was a big David Bowie fan, and of course Mick Ronson fan as well. When the Spiders split up and David Bowie announced that the guitarist was retiring, I bought the first couple of Mick Ronson albums.
Excellent.
And so I read the biography. So
James, I wish you all the best with the book. Thank you very much indeed for coming in this Monday evening to talk about it. Now here's Dan with all the sport.
Hull City are close to announcing their first summer signing. It's been reported that the Tigers could announce the capture of Chelsea fullback Ola Aina on a season-long loan later today. He's expected to be Leonid Slutsky's first signing as head coach, and he's likely to come before the squad jet off to Portugal for a week-long pre-season training camp tomorrow. City are expected to make further signings from Chelsea due to his friendship with their owner Roman Abramovich. Scunthorpe United beat North Ferriby United 6-0 on a friendly on Saturday. Former Villagers loanee Kyle Wotton was amongst the scorers for the Iron in the game in which Connor Townsend opened the scoring with a direct free kick. Another former Ferriby player, Rory Watson, played the second half in goal for the Iron. Meanwhile, midfielder Liam Trotter played in the second half for Scunthorpe as well. He's currently trialling with the Iron after being released by Bolton Wanderers. He's a former United and Grimsby Town loanee. New signing Cameron Burgess scored the last of the 6 goals against a Ferriby side which contained a number of trialists and academy players, including former Torquay striker Joel Ambalu. Rugby now, and Chris Atkin, who was set to join Hull Kingston Rovers next season, appears close to making the move sooner than expected. He took to social media yesterday after scoring 24 of Swinton Lions' 28 points in their weekend game. His post said it was a strange feeling knowing that he was going into his final game. Rovers are yet to confirm the signing. Meanwhile, 4 players could return for KR next week's game against Toulouse. Adam Quinlan, George Lawler, Andrew Heffernan and James Greenwood are all in Tim Sheen's plans for next week, coming off the back of beating Bradford Bulls yesterday. A Danny Addy hat-trick helped Rovers to a 42-10 win at Odsal. Jake Butler-Fleming, Justin Carney, Chris Clarkson and Robbie Mulhern all crossed to move KR 7 points clear at the top of the championship. And on Friday night, Hull FC lost 19-12 at St Helens. Jamie Shaw and Mahe Fanua scored the tries. FC remained 4th in Super League. And finally, a look at some of the local cricket results from the weekend. Driffield were our lone winners in the Yorkshire League as they beat Acomb by 9 wickets. They finished 137 for 1, chasing 135. Elsewhere, Hull lost by 80 runs at Sheriff Hutton Bridge, and Cleethorpes lost to Barnsley. They scored 172 in pursuit of the hosts' 220 for 9. Appleby Frodingham lost by 30 runs to Wickersley. And that's all for the sport.
Thanks very much, Dan. That's it for tonight, I'm afraid. As always, if you have a news story, then please visit our Facebook or Twitter pages or email news@estuary.tv. You can also phone our Grimsby number, which is 01472 31553, and write to us at the usual address. Details on the screen. As always, we look forward to hearing from you. On tomorrow's programme, I'll be talking to Glenn Jensen about an electric car race and Kevin Smith on a major award for Grimsby. Until tomorrow, from all of us on the team, have a great Monday evening. Good evening.